So good to see you.
Nice to see you.
So obviously you didn't get the chance to meet Judy Garland, but I'm wondering if you could sit in a theater with her, hypothetically, watch Judy, and when it's over, lean over and go, did I get this part right? What is the part you'd want to ask her about?
There's no chance that I would show up for that.
You would stand up Judy Garland?
Hey, you bet. Under those circumstances, no way. I wouldn't leave my house.
Oh, but you did such a good job. You should want her to sit there and just watch her watch that. I feel like that would be amazing.
That's a very sweet thing to say.
One of the things that I genuinely love about this movie is that rather than try to capture her entire life, you guys really focus on a very interesting moment. Mm-hmm. If someone were going to make a biopic about you, what is the part of your life that you think would make the best movie?
Oh, gosh. You can't make a movie. Everybody would be bored to sleep.
I disagree with that, says a
so
woman
true.
who's won an Oscar and starred in so many incredible films. And
My life in the papers is much more exciting than it is in reality.
Yeah, I disregard most celebrity papers these days. What was really interesting watching this movie is I had no idea how much of the tragedy of her life kind of began on the set of The Wizard of Oz. And I'm sort of curious, if you were to go back and rewatch it, how much has that movie, I don't want to say been ruined, but like, do you look at it through a different prism now that you know everything that was going on behind the scenes?
No, I wouldn't. No, not at all. I mean, I might find certain things interesting, knowing the backstory about the hair and the makeup and the costume decisions and where she was in her life in terms of her maturation. And again, like you said, personally. But no, I would be able to separate the one from the other.
Yeah. Which I feel like we have to, because these days with different things that come out about different actors and directors and producers or whatever the case may be, it's still tough because sometimes they still make movies that I love. So you don't, it's hard sometimes to separate those two.
When they say don't meet your heroes.
Yes. Unless your hero is Renee Zellweger. And then meet her.
Very sweet.
There's just this tragic line at the end of the movie where she asks the audience, "You won't forget me, will you?" And oh my God, that just broke my heart when I heard her say that, when I heard you say that. What do you think she would say? Because obviously we didn't. What do you think she would say about the fact that she is timeless and that we haven't forgotten her? Was that a real fear of hers?
Gosh, that's such an interesting question. I wonder if she knew how much of an impact she had on people's lives and how important she was to them and how much affection people have for her. I mean, I know she knew that from her audiences, but I wonder. That's a wonderful question.
You I talked about needing to just take some time off and sort of step away from making movies so that you could, I think you said something along the lines of, I need to sort of learn about myself before I can start to learn about other people.
Yes.
What did learning about yourself help you discover about Judy Garland?
Oh, that's really interesting. Well, it made it a little bit easier to maybe imagine the in-between moments that are unaccounted for, those private moments that, you live on a schedule like that, with a lifestyle like that, having experienced a tiny bit of it myself. I learned about boundaries for myself, so I can imagine under the circumstances that Judy was living with, how difficult it would have been to establish those for herself.
For sure. I know this is going to be an obnoxious question.
Hit me.
You're going to hate it.
No, I'm ready. It's early in the morning.
Yes,
we need
I know.
to wake up.
All the publicists right now are going. But everyone is already talking about Oscar buzz for this movie. And I know you've been through that you've ridden that train 1,000 times and you've won and you've been through the whole process. Is it exhausting? Is it something that you kind of have to like prep yourself for? Because it's a whole deal the next 6 months of sort of the Oscar buzz riding into it.
Well, I guess that's one way to look at it, but then I get to hang out with my friends a little bit more. It's always a little sad when you're actually finally finished with the project, so this is an opportunity to meet in different places and, have a laugh. It's just an extension of the blessing, is the way I look at it.
Well, it's been a blessing talking to you, and you're just so
Thanks.
amazing, and I love you so much. And
Nice to
seriously,
see
thank you
ya.
for all the great films and performances you've given us.
Super kind.